We have Representative Don Bacon with us from District 2. We're going to get his reaction from President Biden's decision to withdraw from the 2024 presidential race. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Taylor. It's always an honor to be with WW and your viewers.
Yes. So there have been calls since the president's decision to drop out of the race for him to resign from the presidency now. What are your thoughts on that?
I would agree, but I don't think he's going to do it. And I think it would be a fool's errand to keep pushing him to do so. But let me just back up and say, first of all, I thank the president for making a hard decision. I know it had to be a hard decision, but I think this was a national security issue. I don't want it to be a political issue. It should be an American national security issue should be the priority. And I just think after the debate, I think most Americans, to include even our adversaries overseas, who aren't American, but they don't like us, I think they saw a president that wasn't able to do the job. And so I think it was the right thing to do for our country for him to decide not to run again. But with that same premise, you can make the case, too, that he was just shut down earlier and allow the vice president to step up. But I don't think that's going to happen, and I just don't think it's worth making that the issue. I think the president made the hard decision right now not to run again.
And in response to the president's decision, there was a statement put out about your opponent, Tony Vargas. He said in a statement today that President Biden stepping aside favors a new generation of leadership and that they can defeat GOP leaders like yourself. I don't know if you've seen or heard that statement today, but what is your response to that?
Well, I've defeated him once. And after $3 million in negative TV ads in the last 2 or 3 months, and we've done zero. I'm still leading in the polls, and I'm not too worried about Tony, to be frank with you. I mean, I've had passed 30 bills in the law. I'm rated the most effective Republican in the House, and we have tons of evidence of that in our district. And he's one of the least productive senators in the unicameral. He's done very little. So I feel like I think by the time we're done, when voters get to compare again, like they did 2 years ago, we're going to be fine.
All right. Well, we also heard today that the president has endorsed VP Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee, which is something we won't know till the convention comes around. But who do you think would be the nominee?
She's the most likely nominee, particularly with President Biden endorsing, and also the former President Clinton. I think it's worth noting, though, that former President Obama has not endorsed. It says he wants an open convention. We have Senator Manchin, who's thinking about now running. He said just about an hour ago that he was thinking about putting his hat in the ring. So it's surely not a done deal, but I think President Harris obviously has the advantage.
And speaking of a nominee for the Democratic Party, there was also mention from Speaker Mike Johnson about potential legal challenges related to that process and how it comes about. Do you think that legal challenges would happen? And if so, what would that look like?
You know, I saw the title of the article before I got on the TV with you, but I don't know what his reasoning is. He is a constitutional lawyer, Speaker Johnson, so he's a darn good lawyer. If he's referring to the convention itself, in the end, the Democrats get to pick who they want to pick. So I'd have to look at the details, and I'm sorry, I really don't know the details behind Speaker Johnson, why he's saying that. Other than I know that he's a smart guy on the constitutional law. Hey, let me throw one other thing out. I think Senator or Vice President Harris, she's going to have some of the same problems that President Biden has had. She was the border czar. The president put her in charge of the border. It's the worst that it's ever been. So she's going to have to defend the border. She's going to have to defend the fact that the average American has went backwards by 2.2% in their income. Once you take their wages versus inflation, the average American's gone backwards 2.2%. And the perception of violent crime in our big cities, all those things that President Biden was going to have to defend, she's going to have to defend as well because she was the vice president. So there may be some discussions at the Democratic convention, but someone totally new that doesn't have to defend all these what I would call failures.
It's certainly an interesting time in our political arena here in the United States. I just want to thank you for your time in answering those questions.
Thank you.